LF Kaioken Goku is the only unit who can compete with the strongest ultras in the current meta. But why is that? Hey, Grimmy here, and if you want to know what makes LF Kaioken Goku so busted, and the thing that you also should look out for in future units as well, this is the rise of LF Kaioken Goku. Let's just jump right into it. How good was this man on release? A day 1 champion. This man hit the ground running since day 1 of his release, probably becoming the best transforming unit in the game by part 2 of its 7th anniversary. Kaioken Goku managed to dish out an insane amount of damage and could consistently win after running fades with anyone. Let me know in the comments every single unit that you've ever beaten with Kaioken Goku, or just as many as you can remember. No character was able to compete with the amount of sheer damage he was doing, and his unique gauge became a huge help in bolstering his defenses. Despite dealing with the best blue LF in the game's history at the time, Kaioken Goku held his ground with a natural type disadvantage and still became an unstoppable force, even if his lack of endurance gave him a slight vulnerability that could be exploited under the right circumstances. High damage, consistent performance, it all made him stand out compared to the other 3 LFs from the 7th anniversary. But that was back when he first dropped. He can't still be meta now, right? A reigning champion. Despite the release of 2 new Ultras, Super Saiyan Goku and Ultra Frieza, who did massive heavy lifting in reshaping the meta as we know it, LF Kaioken Goku was still probably the only LF out of the entire 7th anniversary, besides maybe MUI Goku, who could actually hold his own against the new game-changing powerhouses. He could still do a brick ton of damage against Super Saiyan Goku thanks to his natural type advantage, and his inherent strength when it comes to dealing raw damage against virtually everyone meant that he could actually proc Super Saiyan Goku's KO guard with ease, either against Super Saiyan Goku himself, or against whoever unit he's protecting. Against Frieza, sure, he has a bit of a tougher time because he doesn't have the perfect defense required to kind of beat out Frieza's powerful offense, which as we know just feels so oppressive as of right now. LF Kaioken Goku's ability in dealing such a significant amount of damage meant that Frieza's lack of real defense outside of his endurance plus buff cancel combo still made him vulnerable to be exploited by Kaioken Goku. Just by spamming special moves, it was enough to really do a lot of damage to Frieza, but part of that is what makes the character's reign so strange. How does a mostly damage-dealing unit like Kaioken Goku stay in the meta despite the rapid changes and power creep thus far? Kaioken, the secret sauce. The hidden power behind Kaioken Goku's kit lies in his own version of balance. His offensive capabilities are 100% dominant. High damage, easy access to cover null, and type neutrality from his green card, even in his base form, makes him a strong starter from the first second of the match, and one who can go toe-to-toe against anyone indiscriminately. The thing about LF Kaioken Goku, right, is that all you need is a green card and you can effectively become a powerhouse. You can become a really strong unit against virtually everyone, right? It's almost to the point where you're changing his element to dark. Like, it feels like the same thing. Because the character is genuinely that strong in terms of damage, and then, you know, you're type neutral, and then you're also nullifying cover changes with a stop time, so it's really easy to kind of incorporate that into your combo. Put him alongside a character like Yajirobe, a character who can actually provide green cards, and all of a sudden, Kaioken Goku becomes a character who is virtually unstoppable because after transforming as well, Goku becomes even more of a powerhouse with boosted damage just from his transformation and stronger combo starting power thanks to his new green card that inflicts Flash. Despite the fact that a good chunk of most of the meta characters in the game can nullify Flash, or again have the ability to nullify abnormal conditions, Kaioken Goku still gets his necessary dose of cover null and type neutrality, like I said before, which means Goku's damage remains consistent against everyone, right? Whether the Flash hits or not, although obviously if it doesn't land, you're not really gaining any sort of priority to start your combo, which is generally how you're supposed to use the green card. But another crazy thing, right, is that damage isn't everything there is to his kit. Defensive power creep is a key word here. Modern units, since the implementation of Damage Guard as a new term, have continued to receive greater and greater amounts of it. The only units who can really hurt Kaioken Goku are the 7th anniversary units, and anyone else is often left to deal with a defensively stronger opponent in Kaioken Goku, not from any kind of gimmicks, besides his unique gauge of course, but because of his sheer stats that are just like boosted way beyond compared to any other unit prior to the 7th anniversary. The healing and card destruction on his unique gauge also feel like a light version of a 50% disrupt that can activate continuously. You have to remember that it activates at 100%, immediately fills up when you get hit with a special move, and the only downside to that is whenever you're hit with the special arts, it's not going to fill up 33%, or it's not going to fill up all the way. And you may think that Goku isn't tanking a majority of the ults in the game, but that's what makes things even more interesting. The meta right now is filled to the brim with yellow units. Think about it. From Ultra Super Saiyan Goku, to Ultra Majin Vegeta, to Ultra Super Vegeta with his platinum equipment, maybe even Ultra Gohan Beast. Kaioken Goku is having an absolute field day with these characters, just on the foundation that he has natural type advantage against them. Not only that, the meta has basically no units who can counter Goku, and if there are, a counter for them also exists. And UI Goku and, I guess, Super Saiyan 4 Daima Goku are probably the only units worth mentioning here, at least, characters who have type advantage over Kaioken Goku. They can hurt Kaioken Goku badly in specific windows, but they themselves are incredibly vulnerable against his type neutrality. As I list these factors, it becomes even clearer and clearer as to why Kaioken Goku feels like such a dominant force, even in a meta where mostly Ultra units rule. But what's the takeaway? What is there to gain from this? Conclusion. Strong for now. LF Kaioken Goku's high damage may make him appear as a one-sided character, but a deeper dive into his kit and the meta environment that he's working with shows you why a unit like him can do so well. Is he going to be good forever? Hell no. He'll steadily fall off as more premium meta blue units start appearing. But until then, Goku will be one of, if not arguably the strongest LF in the current meta. Goku will remain as one of the strongest LFs in the game. But what do you think? Is there an LF who's still better than Kaioken Goku now overall? If you think so, leave it in the comments. I'm reading all of them. If you want to see a deeper dive into what makes a unit bad, unlike Kaioken Goku, you can check out the Gohan Beast downfall video on your left. And if you want to know my take on another recent damage-dealing unit, you can check out the Kefla free-to-play breakdown video on your right. And yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this video. Bye, thanks for watching, never stay perfect, always get better. Peace.